Good morning, church. Oh, let's try that again. Good morning, church. Very good. Better. We'll get there. I have a slight problem and I need your help. We have a priest here who thinks he's a pretty good volleyball player. We have family night tonight from 5 to 7. The Knights are going to be taking on some of the other area churches that are under his control. No one that's associated with him will really play up to his level because he's the priest. So I need some of you out there to come and show up and, show him a lesson or two and then leave. Family night, 5 to 7. Please show up. We'd love to have you all. Today's first reading and gospel focus on hospitality, manners, and a particular management style that we today call servant leadership. We understand the terms hospitality and manners real well. However, I think we need to define what servant leadership is. Servant leadership is a commitment as a leader to put yourself last. Servant leadership focuses on the greatness of others. Servant leadership respects other people's needs to find their fullness in humanity. Servant leadership is the courage to speak the truth. And servant leadership means the leader is open to their own vulnerability. Hospitality, manners, and servant leadership are all facets on how to treat our neighbor as ourselves. Today's readings are effectively commentary and a continuation of last week's gospel message. In our first reading, Abraham greets some travelers and offers them manners and hospitality. What Abraham doesn't know is he's ministering to angels. Today, the same holds true for us. We need to extend good manners and hospitality to others just because they are children of God. And you never know. They just might be angels. We never really know what effect we have on others. Often the simple courtesies, such as a please or thank you, can make a big difference in people's lives. I remember a few years ago, my wife and I and the kids were taking a trip up north, and we were staying at a hotel, and they had a very nice breakfast the next day. And they were swamped with people. And there was two elderly ladies that were in charge of setting up the buffet and that kind of stuff. And they were really working hard. And it was massive chaos, and there was just a horde that descended on it. And I remember I took the time to just go to say one of these ladies, "Thank you for your service. I can tell you're really trying your best to make this special for everyone." And she kind of paused and looked up and said, "Thank you. I needed that so much. You just made my day." Something so simple, didn't cost me anything, and it brightened her day. We all need to be treated with respect and dignity, and good manners and hospitality allow us to do just that. It allows us to reflect God's love and recognize Jesus in others. Well, you might think today's gospel is all about hospitality. It is actually all about the application of servant leadership by Jesus in the home of Mary and Martha. Martha is miffed because Mary has chosen to listen to Jesus instead of waiting on the guest at their home. Poor Martha is running herself ragged, trying to keep everything up, and appeals to Jesus. After all, Martha is just trying to be in the model of Abraham. Where Martha falls short is she's trying to offer good manners and hospitality. However, in doing so, she has not considered the needs of Mary and Jesus. She has not considered what they need at that time and place. Jesus, being the perfect model of servant leadership, gently and humanely points Martha in the right direction by simply speaking the truth. You see, Martha had failed to put herself last, had failed to recognize the greatness of Mary and Jesus, and did not respect Mary's need to be fully human. Jesus wants to raise Martha to a new level of humanity and holiness. Martha needed to recognize her sister Mary's human needs. That is, Mary needed to sit and rest a while at the Master's feet. Martha needs this too, but she fails to recognize that as well. Martha needed to recognize her sister Mary's call to holiness. Mary's heart and soul needed time to refresh and be filled with the incarnate Word, Jesus. Martha needs this too, but once again fails to recognize her own needs. In this story, Jesus is not worried about having Mary wait on himself. He focuses on the greatness of others. He respects Mary's need to be fully human. He has the courage to speak the truth to Martha. And doing so, he makes himself vulnerable. In short, he was executing servant leadership perfectly to show us windows to God's true love to humanity. We can and should follow the examples of Abraham and Jesus in today's readings. In doing so, we can model and imitate God's love for us to our neighbors and family. Jesus is pointing us to a higher path, a higher level of humanity, a higher level of holiness. It only takes a commitment to put others first, see the gifts and wonderment of others, respect humanity, and be open and honest. Amen? Amen?